Dan Illman, Mike Beer kicking off a 50-cent pick 4 at Gulfstream Park on Holy Bull Saturday. It's race number 9. It's the Grade 3 Swale. Let's take a look at this field of 3-year-olds getting set to go 7/8 of a mile. The number 4, Green Light Go, winner of the Grade 2 Saratoga Special, second in the prestigious Grade 1 Champaign, makes his first start as a 3-year-old for trainer Jimmy Jerkins. And this just seems like a nice spot. He's going to get some pace to attack in here.
Yeah, I think they've found a good spot to bring this horse back in. He looks pretty good as a 2-year-old, and I think they're just starting off in a very logical spot for this horse.
Timeform US agrees with my assessment. They've got this race a red bar scenario, and it's no surprise. You've got horses like the number 2 Untitled, very swift gate to wire winner. The 1 Mischievous Alex, I'm very surprised that Timeform US has Mischievous Alex so far back, next to last in the early portion of this race. I think she's pretty fast, and I think he's going to be trying to prompt this thing early.
I was going to say the same thing to you. Are you surprised how far away he is? When I watch his races, I look at him as a speed.
I think he's got to go, and I think he and Untitled, maybe they hook up, maybe they don't. I wouldn't be surprised even if Untitled takes a back seat to Mischievous Alex, and Mischievous Alex makes the lead going into the turn. Speaking of Mischievous Alex, let's watch the last race, the Parks Juvenile, back to 7 furlongs. He beats 2 next out winners. He set a pace. He put away 2 other pace challengers, and he's just drawing away to win with impunity by 10. It's an 86 Beyer speed figure. This is a really nice effort for a horse that's done very little wrong on dirt.
Yeah, and it's not like he beat a bunch of pushovers either, Dan. The horse that ran second to him is a pretty nice horse. The horse that ran 4th in there, he's no slouch either. I mean, I thought he beat a pretty good field, and this horse, he just took such a big step forward in there. And I say that as being someone who watched his first 3 races and thought, this horse is pretty good. There's something with this horse, and he took a big step forward last time.
John Service trains. Irad Ortiz picks up the mount on Mischievous Alex. The 2 is Untitled, and he's going to take some money in this race simply because of that big Beyer speed figure. It's a 98, and it looked like a 98 on the track first out. He's trained by Ralph Nixon this race. He's now with Mark Cassie. He wins for absolute fun. And when you watch this, you say, how'd he pay $8?
Yeah, it's true. I don't know how they didn't know if he was going to run like this. He had really good speed. They rode him right from the start like they wanted him in front. But he had that entire field worn out by the time they got to the top of the stretch. They just could not deal with his speed. And he actually finished it off impressively, too. There's a lot to like with this horse.
Breezed in 59 out of the gate on January the 18th. You'll know him early. Let's see how he does in the Cassie barn, trying 7 for the first time. The 3 is Flash Pass. Now, Untitled won by 11. Flash Pass did one better. He won by 12. And as we see Flash Pass, the gray with the big black blinkers, he's already in front and he's drawing away. Now, this is not a 98. It's a 68. Yep. And it's against 12,500 maiden claimers. But this is a very sharp trainer that claimed this horse, Mike. He wins lots of races.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens here, because I don't know if this horse fooled his prior connections in the morning, so they ran him so cheap, or if they were maybe trying to put one over that they didn't get away with, and they got this horse claimed. But I don't know, Danny looked pretty good to me winning first time out. This is a dangerous trainer, but it's not an easy spot.
Here's Green Light Go, winner of a nice maiden race, set a pressured pace, ridden out, came back to win the Saratoga Special. Very aggressive with him in the Champaign. They will send him on the lead. He's down towards the inside here. He's going to come back nicely to finish second, beaten by Tiz the Law, who's running in the main event on Saturday in the Holy Bull. I thought he was very game to run second in here, Mike. He was just a big, hulking 2-year-old to me. Just looked like a man among boys in races like the Saratoga Special. And I wonder if they've started to catch up to him now.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It's something to keep in mind, too. Listen, I liked all 3 of his races as a 2-year-old. I will say his Champaign, there's an argument to be made that the rail wasn't a great place to be on Champaign Day. So maybe he has that little bit of an excuse going for him. It'll be interesting to see what he does, because I agree with you. When you watched him as a 2-year-old, you could just tell he was sort of ahead of some of the other horses in New York last year. And maybe he won't be now, but I still think he's a very dangerous horse in this race. Obviously, he has talent.
The lone three-time winner in the field is the number 5, Chivalry, and he's won 3 races in a row, including 2 stakes, including this race. The Limehouse at Gulfstream on January the 4th. He's 3-5, and we see him on the far outside right now, and he's going to wheel these horses down. He would really appreciate a fast pace. 7 furlongs is no issue for him, and he actually popped an 88 buyer 2 starts back, Mike.
Yeah, listen, it was nice after he broke his maiden, in a big way back in November that they've, run him back in 2 stakes races, and he won both of them. So there are things to like about him. He got outpaced last time. They went a little too fast for him. I wonder what's going to happen in here because they might go fast again. And I wonder if he can deal with it facing better horses.
I wonder if Necker Island, the 6, is the sleeper in this race for a very good trainer in Stanley Huff. In his debut at Saratoga, he ran into a good horse in 3 Technique. He came right back to win his maiden at this 7 furlong distance. And then last time out, he caught a sloppy track at Churchill Downs, and he beat a horse that came back to run second in the Lecomte at the Fairgrounds with an 86 buyer speed figure. Now, he's likely to face, in my opinion, the fastest pace he's ever encountered. But I wonder if Necker Island will be a horse to make a late run and perhaps threaten for top honors at a price.
Yeah, I wonder what he's going to do, too. That race last time where he was just right up there on the pace, there wasn't a lot of action early in that race. So it just felt like he had all the best of it before he wound up just hanging on at the end. It feels like this time he's going to have to do it from off the pace. It could be a problem for him, but maybe it's not. I thought he was a tough call then. I didn't really know what to do with this horse.
The 7 is Inter Miami, debut winner for a $50,000 maiden claiming tag. Won that race very easily, got a respectable 81 buyer. Connections hiked him up in the Mucho Macho Man Stakes, and he ran into a horse, Chance It, who would take a lot of beating in this race. He looks like one of the better 3-year-olds in South Florida right now. I like the turn back in distance. I like the spot for Inter Miami at 7. The question is he this good? From a fig standpoint, he's not that far away.
Yeah, he's really not. And listen, the 1-2 finishers of that Mucho Macho Man, they're both good horses. So listen, he's facing a good field here, but he faced a good field last time too, and he couldn't deal with it. We'll see if he can do better this time.
Point Winner completes the field, $25,000 maiden claimer off the board last time out for $35,000. This is just the kind of colt that I think they're going to take back. Hope that there's just a suicidal pace up front and maybe they can pick up the pieces. He's very tough to like just off the cold dope.
Yeah, he's hard to make a case for in this race.
Top pick time for the Grade 3 Swale, kicking off a 50-cent pick 4. We're hoping Timeform US's pace project is wrong, Mike, because I don't think Mischievous Alex is winning this from next to last. But we both were taken by his race in the Parks Juvenile. I know you've liked this horse for quite some time. I think he's maybe getting ready to break out.
Yeah, that's how I look at it, too. And it feels like he's probably going to be an okay price, too. I'm very interested to see what Untitled does in here. His debut was really good, but I'm going to take a shot with Mischievous Alex.
We got the same trippy. Mike's going 1-2-4-3. I'm going 1-2-4-6. Grade 3 Swale. Race number 9 at Gulfstream on Saturday. Approximate post 4:04 Eastern. Good luck.